I'm making this public for one reason. Every attempt I made to reach you was ignored. And by your own words, being ignored is one of the rudest things a person can do. You made a big deal about people not using email, so I started with your preferred method. I sent an email with full transparency, my name, my socials, and I even gave you proof of my work so you could see that for yourself that I'm not a troll or a clout chaser, and I got zero connection to internet drama. And I even went that extra mile. I sent you a donation. I texted you. I left a voicemail. I was doing everything I could to prove I'm sincere. So you might be asking yourself, why go through all this trouble? Well, because you kept appearing in my feed, but in a unique way. It was never your channel, it was always someone else's channel, talking about you, and none of it was positive. But this caught my attention because I got a history of representing and befriending controversial people. You know, the kind of people that the internet loves to hate. But it's also been in my experience that the mob is often wrong, and many of those people are still my friends today. Now, because of this, my default instinct is to believe you can't possibly be as bad as everyone says you are. Now, that combined with the fact that, you remind me of my best man, the friend I went to WrestleMania 20 with, is really what pushed me to try to reach out, man to man. Maybe to try to talk with you directly instead of through the noise. Now, putting aside all the drama, here's what I see as an outsider, as a husband of 24 years and a father. Phil, you need a real friend, not someone who pays you, because that creates an imbalance. I know you're married, but no person can be everything for their partner. It's just not fair to ask that. I gotta be honest, I think the King of Hate persona wasn't a choice. I think it was an accident. I think as an only child, you really never had any siblings to challenge you, so when the world, pushed back, every criticism felt very personal. That pattern continues today, man. Now on stream, you will fill silence with confident statements that they're not right. But you are confidently incorrect on a lot of those things you say to appear in the know. For example, talking about YouTube's algorithm as if it's suddenly changed, but in reality, it is constantly evolving and it's different for every person. Even the creators don't fully understand how it works because it's so complex and it's always shifting. Now, I gotta give you respect. I respect that you're a valedictorian, and that is extremely impressive. But I do have to caution that sometimes, it's better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. I think we credit that to Lincoln. But when you don't know something, instead of saying, I don't know, you fill the space with this overconfidence and a push to always be right. But what if you changed that? Admitting, I don't know. Let's figure it out together. I think that would make viewers feel included and valued. Instead, they often face bans and insults, story changes, and it's all to make it clear that you must always be right. That's not a strength. That's fear. Fear of being seen as dumb. But Phil, saying I don't know, that doesn't make you dumb. Refusing to admit it only makes things worse. Accountability, man. It's just not for one person. It's something we all need to carry. And if we don't recognize that our own actions lead to the outcomes that we face, we then become eternal victims. No one wants to be seen as weak. No one wants to be seen as powerless. Truth of the matter is, though, real strength comes from recognizing our role, accepting responsibility, and showing growth through improvement. Now let's be clear where these trolls came from, okay? For centuries, people believed in spontaneous generation. That's the belief that flies magically appeared in rotting meat. Now, science disproved that. They proved that the flies only appear when attracted to an environment that supports breeding. Now, Phil, the same is true for your detractors. It might feel like they spontaneously appeared from nowhere, but they don't. It's your past actions, your controversies, lies, and bad behavior. They created this perfect breeding ground. You supplied the source, and now you're furious that the fly showed up. Every insult, every ban is just swatting at them instead of cleaning up the mess that attracted them in the first place. The way out isn't running from your past, it's owning it. Imagine if you acknowledged valid criticism and showed a willingness to grow. That would make a lot of people curious. More viewers would come. And that would lead to organic support. No need to remind people to be supporting. And this is why I reached out. Not for money or attention, but because I started from a place of wanting to believe you were a good guy who is misunderstood. So please, don't mistake this as me kicking dirt on you to bury you. You were already on fire. I am throwing sand to help put you out from the flames that have been burning for years. The rest is up to you. You know how to reach me.